Good morning, Joe.
Oh, I need to get the chat open. Good morning. Good morning, Monica. We're a little late this morning, aren't we? Okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. All right. Brandy's got something special for us today. Here, let me see if I can take this closer to me. I'm going to go back outside on the porch, but
Got it.
okay. I'm going to let you. I might disappear off screen for a second so I can pull this up.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure I've got the. I'm stuck with one device today. The computer's giving me a hard time. So
We've had a time.
yeah, struggling with the technology this morning. Um, but okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yep. You want to just take it away?
Uh, well, okay. I guess the best way to do this is, I don't. You might
Just
have
let
to.
me know.
I'm gonna get emotional right away. Try not to. Um, we're going to talk about grandparent alienation. How it's abuse on children, how it affects the children, um, how it
And the
affects the
grandparents.
grandparent, definitely. Um, and, you know, um, just how cruel it can be, how cruel it has been. Um, I know mistakes have been made, and mistakes have been made both sides, both sides, both parents, both, all of us has made mistakes, but I just hope and pray that it can be resolved in a way that nobody has to keep suffering anymore or any longer. So I think we're going to go over and talk about some of the laws and some of, um, you know, um, kind of help me here, Ty, with kind of everything we've got. Bible
Sounds
verses.
good.
We're just going to get
Same,
into.
kind of the same kind of thing we do with everything else. We're going to go over the impacts, um, on the various people that are involved and well, what it does. like
Right.
long term. And
And I don't want to come across as I'm trying to just totally bombard the other side of the family with um, God, how to say this, like anger and bitterness. That's not my intentions, because that would make me just as bad. You know, that would make me
but
the same.
but you have to stand up for yourself and
Right.
for your family and for those
We're
kids. You
right,
know, so
because it's gone on for a long time,
yeah,
and
they need to take their egos and their feelings out of it and consider the children for once.
and consider and because that was the
And
main
that's what
thing, was
exactly it
what's in
comes
their
down
best
to. It's
interest.
ego. Yep. It ain't got
Yeah,
nothing to do with what's in the best interest of the kids, and everybody knows it. So
yeah,
they need to grow up,
and
and if they want to be having people's children and taking them and stuff, then they need to understand what they are doing to these children long term.
the parents
These
and
this
the
damage
grandparents.
lasts for a lifetime,
Yes, yes.
and the grandparents.
So
Yes, but
you know,
we're gonna have to stop.
I've waited my whole life to be a mammal. I have. That's and I think with grandchildren, the way we make mistakes with our kids because we're learning as we're raising them and bringing them up to be adults. And grandchildren are like a
Have a
second chance.
have a
They're a second chance to pour all that love and things with with that we made mistakes with our children. Our grandchildren are kind of our redemption arc, our redemption story of getting it right.
making me so mad.
um
I'm sorry, my
a lot of
service. As
these
soon as I
things,
step outside my
people,
door, Brandy, the service goes out.
I know,
I'm
I've
sorry.
noticed it'll start kind of
Trying to be.
lagging. And
I mean, and I'm looking at the Wi-Fi box. Like, there's no reason for that to not work when I walk out my door. It doesn't make sense. I'm 10 feet away from it. It always works though.
right.
Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna sit here, and if that's stuff gets up, he
Oh,
gets
you're
up,
fine.
and he'll just have to hang out in another room. So there we
But
go.
guys,
Okay.
I want this to be an open communication, an open conversation. If you've got questions, if you've got um, comments, suggestions, helpful hints, anything, I'm open for anything. That can help, like, get this situation kind of out. And like I said when we talked about the jail the other day, I'm going to try to keep the situation with Sarah, even though it's a big part of it. um I'll explain any questions anybody has, as far as that goes, as best I can. And you know we can kind of get into how it's really not fair. There isn't grandparents' rights in Kentucky. You can petition and petition, and things. But so let's kind of get into it and see what we can figure out together as a community. Um, this was something I was hoping that could have been handled with, between the families, but this whole situation has not been handled this way. It's not been. And like I said, I'm not here to bash or I don't know how to put this, because there
It's
is a lot of things that are wrong that's been said and done, but I'm not wanting to create more trauma for my babies than they've already got. So, so getting into it, I just wanted to get that out before, I don't want it to come across as me just tearing them up. because that's not my intentions. Like I've said before, I have, you know, because they love my grandchildren, you know, I love them. I can't help it. I'm sorry, you know, or and it hurts that I can't even express that, you know. This whole time we've been in court, it would come time for me to testify, and I never got to. I never got to testify. I never got to say what happened or, what we went through or what we've been through. So, maybe this will help a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think it will.
Um, like I said, I got some of my story out the other day, talking about my arrest and, the things that happened after that, with the older grandchild and losing 3 years of his life. This isn't the first time this has happened to me. Um, so we'll kind of go with that. And I sent Ty everything so she can kind of help me here. That way it doesn't seem like I'm coming off as. Plus, she's been around the kids. She's.
Well, I think that a lot of the public understands exactly what you're saying. And
Yeah,
it's understandable. It should be understandable for anybody that is a parent. It should be understandable for them if they care about those children where you're coming from. They should want your opinion. They should want your side of it because they should want the best for them. So
right,
don't feel guilty about speaking your truth and what
right.
happened because at this point, like, you know, we can't
Yeah,
just let it continue. And that's all there is
right.
to it. And they're definitely going out of their way to try to make sure that you don't get any rights. And you've done nothing to lose those rights. So,
No, I've tried. I have. I've always tried to be fair. I've always tried to, I guess, take everybody else's feelings into consideration too, which I don't
yeah,
feel like that's been done on my behalf at
it
all.
hasn't.
And but the thing of it is with like I said, with the oldest grandchild, he's old enough now to understand kind of more of what's going on now. And um what's really got my heart heavy with it is, I worry about what they've been told about their mother. Was it handled in a way that um, had their interest in at heart, um, or was it for spite? Was they told stuff just to be spiteful and hurtful? We had a situation. You was here when it happened. My grandson came to me and he said, "Mama, Papa ain't really my papa." And now keep in mind, he's named after his papa. And, his papa, oh, I'm going to have a hard time, was a good man, a real good man. And he stepped up and loved me and my children when he didn't have to. And he was pretty much the example of a father that my children needed. They didn't have that before. And he was named after his grandfather. So for him to be pulled aside and told that because me and his grandfather wasn't married and he was just a step parent or whatever, that, you know, it cheapened his name. It cheapened, or to me, it inflicted a pain that was hard to understand. Why you would tell a child, you know, your
Because
grandfather
the man you're named
wasn't
after,
your
that
grandfather,
everybody has told you your whole life is your grandfather, isn't really your grandfather.
isn't really
What?
your grandfather.
Why would you do
Right.
that? Why?
Why?
Just to cause harm? Just to cause hurt
And
feelings?
you can ask Ty. I didn't even know what to say. I fell apart. And I just told him, I said, your grandfather was special and he loved you. Or he would have loved you. And he loved your mommy and me and your uncles. And he didn't have to at that
No.
time.
Yeah.
And so to have that lessened and cheapened, that crushed me,
It was hurtful.
because we've always told him how important his name is and where it came from and why he was named that.
And why he should be proud of it.
Yes, very proud. And, you know, that told me something's wrong. They're not telling them the truth, or not so much the truth, but twisting the truth to fit a narrative that they're trying to, tell the kids.
Yeah.
And, it was painful. And you would think they would understand because the grandfather that he calls grandfather on the other side is a step parent. And I have never lessened that man or never called him a step or it's like, Papa's a good man, he loves you all. I would never, um, why? I just don't understand why, with a lot of it. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry. It makes me so emotional.
It's okay. Take
Yeah.
your time. They ain't no.
Yeah.
Good morning,
You know,
Salty. There's Salty.
hi, Salty. Say a prayer. I'm trying my
Molly, have
best.
you seen Molly and Joe's content?
No, I haven't.
It's really good. You need to check out their channel later. It'll give you a
Okay,
boost of good feelings.
good. So, you know, in this whole situation of things going on, I've went to court every time. I've been standing right there. And in court, you know, we sit across from each other and never speak. But then when we would go to do the visits, it's hugs and love you. And so, when the kids would say something, my brain was twisted like, wait a minute, you know,
Wait, what do you mean?
yeah, well, why are you hugging and loving and love y'all, to my face, but then when I'm not there, you're planting these seeds in their
Yeah.
head that is really, causing damage. It's causing, what little bit of stability and love and things we're trying to show from our side. Um, I have, I haven't really come out a lot about a lot of my life. I've always kind of kept quiet about things because it has been traumatizing and difficult. But, I've come out about things, but I haven't really talked about the fact that I'm ill. I'm sick. I've had cancer. I have MS, and I'm scared. You know, I don't want to miss any more time. I don't have time to waste. I don't have I don't have time to wait for Letcher County to decide that I'm a fit grandparent or my daughter's a fit parent or, you know, things going on. They're missing time with their great grandparents. And they are two wonderful people that love those kids more than life itself. And you could tell such a difference in my dad's health when those kids are around. He's like a different, he's upbeat and happy, and
He feels better. He gets like a boost of energy. He
he
gets up out of
does.
his bed. He comes out and plays. Yeah,
Yep. You seen it. You seen
he
it,
wants them in there crawling all over his bed and playing, and
Yeah.
he wants to see them. He deserves that. Like, look how
Right.
good and what a positive influence he has been on all of our lives. Everybody.
Right.
I've never met
Like,
anybody that Mr. Taylor has not had a profound impact on their life if they had anything to do with him at all over the years. And that goes all the way back from my childhood. He was already a teacher for I don't even know how long. And
long
like he
time.
works with kids like us. Like that was his life goal, was to make life better for everybody else, to make it better for us. And to teach us these values and morals and things. Like he wanted to show us that a stable home life was possible, and he did. And
Yes. He
then turn
tried.
around and these people who did nothing to save us whenever like we were in our hot shit of a mess,
Right.
who have done nothing to save the kids from the actual abusers and people who are really inflicting harm on them.
Right.
They take them away from homes like this.
Right.
And then
Right.
you've got girls like Miss Cody Savannah Faye, who's up there beating on her child and calling over and over and over and over, and they won't even respond.
Won't respond, but yet they somehow, we're not fit. We're not, and it's heartbreaking because, you're backed into a corner to where, like I said, I've never wanted to be bitter or angry or, if and I always told them from day one, if the shoe was ever on the other foot, I would never do you that way. I would never. And when Scarlett was born, I got the opportunity to prove that. I never kept her from anybody. I done all the transporting back and forth for visits with all of it. Because of the flood, we had to move out of state. We couldn't get anywhere, around home. And it was the only choice we had. So, every weekend of my life was spent driving back and forth to make sure that Scarlett got the opportunity to see and be
See her
with her
home.
other, the other side of the family, and to make sure that Tony got to come and see our side. I mean, it was kind of an agreed agreement. And I sit now and think, people would always say, "Do you have that in writing? Do you have these visits in writing?" And I'd always say, "No, we don't have to. It's what's best for the babies, and everything's going smooth. And why would I need it? You know." And I now sit and say, "Oh my God, 1,000 times over, I wished I would have just got something in writing, just something, stating this happened, because now it's being said that the 3.5 years I had her never happened. It never happened
Yeah.
because I guess I never put it on document paper, or I never got it, legalized, or whatever. And, you know,
You shouldn't have to do that. Like that's just it. And like I know that that's where you was coming from too. Like, well, things are going smoothly, so there's no
right.
reason for it.
Yeah, right.
And two, like you think by doing that you're going to piss them off, or
Right.
make them react in some
Right.
way, like you're trying to be aggressive or something with it. But
Well, that's the thing.
like,
Like
yeah, like
the
that
babies,
could have been something that could have helped protect you on
right? The
how
baby's daddy,
in
the
this.
baby's daddy. There's messages. I have messages of him. When we would take her to the doctor, I would send the little sticker that showed you how much she weighed and how much, to keep him involved. Like to say, here, look,
Yeah.
this is what's going on. And I have messages of me and him talking, and him saying, I love you like a mom. And even after him and Sarah's separation, he would come to my home with his new girlfriends or whatever. And I have one of them I'm still close with. I consider one of my youngins, and I'm still close with her. And you know, I I thought there was a bond, a relationship, built, because I love those kids so much that that was their daddy. Or it is their daddy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean was, but that is their
Right.
daddy.
But he was then and is now. And
And
yeah,
it,
you just want to keep him,
the
you wanted to
right,
communicate and be part of
right.
it,
And
co parent, you know?
exactly, exactly. And, there was times that, and that's the reason, and that's another thing to explain. That's the reason why me and the other grandmother had took the responsibility of saying, "Hey, we'll do the visits, we'll do the meeting and the whatever," because we knew that Sarah and the baby daddy, they were, like I said, they were like fire and gas for each other. So
Yeah.
it was always best just to kind of keep it. Hey, you two don't just over here. You all be mommy and daddy, and don't worry about all this, noise and all the what would you call it, like the legalities of stuff. Just you know, all I asked was just be there, not financially. There's never been child support. There's never been anything established. I was taking care of the financial responsibility of one, and the other grandmother had the responsibility of the other one. But I I think the past year and a half though has opened my eyes to how deceptive, or maybe no, let me take that back. Let me take that back. I was, how naive I was about how this could turn out or how this would go. I thought after the first experience with the oldest grandchild that I I kind of had lost those years, and I didn't want to do anything to cause any more loss for them, for
Right.
me, for you know, for any of it. So I've been trying to just figure out a way you know, to even try to communicate has been a big zero. Um, you know, I ask if like I don't how do I like when the visit come up time for the visit after what happened with Sarah. I asked her. I said, if it's okay with you, can I? You know, and there was no discussion of much of anything. It was no. It's her pictures on arrest.org, and no, and it's like, okay, that's her. That's not me. And I never kept them, from you. So, I was just kind of expecting the same
Yeah.
sentiment, the same, you know, and I was told no. We was advised by the lawyers no. So just like no. So it's like, okay, you know, so, at that point, where do you go? What do you do when the legal part of it that's in court right now don't involve you? It don't, I've not got to testify. I'm just on a witness list. That's all I am. I'm witness, whatever. I'm not even, you know, on there anywhere. So, her lawyer can't talk to me. Her lawyer can't really tell me anything or guide me in what to do. They're not going to cooperate in any
But
way. So, I'm at a loss.
I don't have very good feelings or thoughts for that lawyer. Um,
No, and I
tried to
can
stab me.
understand why.
So, yeah, she said some really nasty things about me that were completely untrue, unfounded. There was no truth to them whatsoever. Like, I don't even know where she heard the shit. And that made me think that she was like being paid off by the other side. Like, I really believe that. I still believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I hope she doesn't use that to retaliate because they threatened jail and lost visits for using our
Well,
first.
see, that's what confused me because
They
we got
threatened
into the
our the visits and jail
yeah,
time for speaking the truth about these
speaking
people.
the truth, speaking the truth.
Let that sink in for a minute. Her lawyer,
Told her to
said
shut
just
up.
that. Told her to hush.
So it was like we were speaking
And they
publicly,
got off with stories about me you've ever heard. One day I hope I can
right?
share
That
that.
were
I
untrue.
can't wait till Sarah tells me I can share that.
Yeah,
And her a
because
professional. You know, like what?
yeah, we were put in or I was put in a situation of where the very thing we were speaking out about to try to help others, because I mean, we were told no, to remain silent, to not say anything, and it
She made a
just
public
it
post saying that after our story broke on the news. She went on Facebook making public posts saying that if we used our First Amendment, that we were going to lose visits. This went for all of her clients. That if we were
yeah,
smart, we would shut our mouths. So,
right,
what,
and
what do you do?
there's a
You know, how are you supposed to fucking? And then now Sarah's gone to jail. She won't even fucking talk to Brandy.
yeah, the thing of it is my whole life I lived by Isaiah 117, and it says learn to do right, seek justice,
Speak
and
truth.
defend the oppressed.
Yes.
And like I said the other day, we didn't have to speak up. We didn't have to, but we did, you know, because things have went on too long. They went on way too long. But somehow or another, we've got balled into this not little, but this big mess in a situation of where we are literally a prime example of what is happening
Yes.
in Letcher County, and
Real
I'm
time.
I'm
Happening
not going
in
to
front
stay
of all
quiet.
in real time. And
Yeah,
they've done it to us so many times before where we're going to just sit down and be quiet and let them do it again and again
right,
and again. Whose kids are coming after next?
right.
Kids are going to get killed in
People
foster
don't realize that.
Whose children are being abused in foster care right now? How many are there?
Um, right,
Are there?
right, and that's another thing. There's so much to unfold that I don't even think. I just don't think there's any way of you know I don't know time, but uh, you know severing children from love, their family, their heritage,
Their culture.
their culture,
That's
their
something that's bothering me real bad. I will just tell you, Brandy, that hurts me really bad
I
about
mean, I'm a Christian.
traditions and things like that, family traditions. Um, Go ahead,
Yeah,
Brandy, tell me.
I'm a Christian. My father's a Christian. I was raised in church. I don't. I'm not a every Sunday Wednesday night girl, but I do believe in God, and I believe I'm a Christian. And you know, for my grandchildren to be told that it's evil to celebrate holidays when it's it's children. It's a time for them to dress up and be goofy, and they get to play their favorite character for a night and go get candy and have a good time.
Like,
There's
what
nothing
is their day
satanic about
about?
that.
What is, I do not understand that, and that pisses me off so bad. They're like, Halloween's of the devil.
That's what they told us.
What?
I heard it
What?
because I had some little Halloween decorations. I said, "Hey guys, let's," and they were like,
And
"We
the thing is,
can't."
they don't even realize like what that does to insult my religion. Like, I believe in God, but I'm not a Christian. Um, I believe in God. I have a very strong faith in God, very strong relationship
Yes.
with God. But I'm also connected to nature and follow, the ways of the ancients. I practice the ancient traditions and the ancient wheel of the year, the holidays and stuff that we celebrate in my home. We celebrate Samhain and Litha and Yule. It's what these Christian holidays, they're the same holidays as the
Right.
pagan holidays, but they stripped our traditions, or they stole our traditions. That's what cultural appropriation is. They stole our
Yeah.
traditions, put their God's name on it, and said everybody else is evil if you don't change the name of your God.
Yeah.
That's basically, in a nutshell, what happened there. And like Easter, no, that's Austera. Christmas, Yule. The
And
December solstice.
there's nothing there.
Avon, the witches' witches' Thanksgiving. Samhain is just the time of the year. It's the witches' New Year, they call it, or the pagan New Year, when the year rolls over. It's at the end of the year, when it's a harvest celebration and
Yeah.
celebrating, the ancestors that have passed, that have come before us. There's nothing evil about it. There's nothing satanic about it. And that's besides the point anyway. Like, you have the right as a human being to raise your children in whichsoever religions and traditions you so choose.
Right.
Period. Don't
Right.
matter if it's your religion or not. You don't get to tell that child that their parents are evil because of what you think their beliefs are.
Right.
Or because you think you're holy.
Right.
No. Because the things
And
you're
I
doing
said,
is not holy. It's evil. That's what evil is.
yeah. And well, the children themselves, like I said, to them, it's just they get to dress as their favorite characters and go get candy. And, they're not into, this or that or traditions or, things like that. And because of all the separation and stuff, we can't have family traditions. We used to have dinners and celebrations and things, and we've had to divide it. And, we even got to the point that we would attend their family celebrations. Sarah would take whoever she was dating at that time. The daddy would bring whoever he was dating at that time, but everybody came together. So those kids had at least a normal or somewhat normal, holiday with mom and dad together, and I don't understand that when one parent got mad at the other one, all that just dissolved and disappeared. And then all of a sudden, everything changed. It was like, how did this happen? We went from May till January 25th, I think, was when we finally got to see them. When Sarah got visitation at the cabinet, she had to do supervised visits, and she done them. She missed one visit. They've got in there that she missed the visits, made no effort to come. She missed one visit because of what happened to my mom. That ended up, we didn't think she was going to make it. She's in a nursing home now. That
It was a horrible
and
event.
right,
Emergency.
it was an
It
emergency.
was flat out
They told us that they thought she had meningitis. And so Sarah talked to the doctors, and they told her, if she does have meningitis, it could be contagious. And Sarah said, Mom, I can't take that to the babies. And I said, okay, I agree. So, she called and explained that. So, she missed that visit out of protection for the babies because we didn't know at that time what had happened. That was just one of the suspicions that it possibly could have been. So, I go through the paperwork and, you know, I have sat down and everything that's not true, I have marked. And then I went and got the messages I needed to prove that it wasn't true, you know, whatever to be done. And when I got to reading, it was just mind blowing, like saying that we didn't provide because we were poor. We didn't provide food and adequate this and adequate that. And it's like there was never any complaints to social services, none for neglect, abuse, never, never. And, with the way things are, if there would have been something like that going on, oh, they'd have called us on it. They would have been quick and fast. But to go 3.5 years with no problems and everybody being friends, or I don't know, I just felt like it was all a big, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't want them babies to think that I'm not fighting.
Right. I like this
I'm
comment
not
here.
fighting.
Dolly Fan said, "I love you and pray for you, ladies, but I believe what the Bible says about there's only one God because we have different beliefs doesn't change my love and prayers for you, ladies." And like that's
Right,
that we need to have. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
right.
like what your belief.
Sarah leans more with Ty. Like,
Yeah,
and,
that is
and,
awesome too. She
and,
does
and,
the same God as everybody else. As everybody
right.
else. That's something that we need to point out. Is like whenever I say like that's the God, the same God
The God
as
of Abraham, the God
I
of
believe
Isaac,
that the Bible,
David.
the Catholic Church has twisted the word so much that it's corrupted it. And it's not the original. If you look in the original text, the Hebrew and the Greek, the translations, you'll see what they've done. Like when you
Yeah.
really dig, you start to learn. And God says you need to seek knowledge of Him. Look inward, look inside your own heart for Him. And whenever you do that, you will find Him. And it's not going to be an evil, mean God who wants to burn everybody for existing.
And
Sorry,
I'm me. I am me
what I
when I had a addiction.
yeah.
What, it's 2025, 20. It's been
Point.
almost, uh, how many years? 11 years that I've been sober, clean. Um, I even in my addiction, even in any situation I've ever been in, what you see right now is me. I've always been. This is me,
Yeah,
and to have people make you feel like I'm less than I'm less than because I had problems or because I struggled or because things didn't do this or that, the way it was supposed to, has been really hard. I said to Sarah one time, how many times do you have to apologize, you know, for something that you fixed? I fixed it. I got clean. I stayed clean. I'm, been clean. When this was going on with the first grandchild before Scarlett came along, I went and done drug testing. Wasn't mandated, didn't have to, wasn't required to, but I wanted it documented. I wasn't using anything. I was clean. Um, but you know, I always felt like, and it's still I do. I do, Ty. I feel like I'm always having to prove. You know,
yeah. That's why your all your record keeping and note taking and all that. It is a trauma response.
It is.
It's a proper
Guys,
response.
I know,
She
a
has got
hundred,
stacks
a
of
hundred
notes
of these.
on the damn walls in tote boxes. The garage is filled up with them of notes and evidence and paperwork and documents, and this is why, because she is not one to give up.
No,
No,
it's not in me. I don't care how
when
many times I've been kicked, how
and
many
it
times I've been knocked down.
the grandkids, my kids, your kids, her kids, their kids. Brandy's down for them, and that's why she's been doing it.
Yeah,
There's so many of us that have been harmed by this system. And
right. And it that I think that's the thing that just, we thought we were helping.
mhm,
We were doing the right thing by coming forward, you know, by stepping out and saying, "Hey, I witnessed this. I know it happened. I was there when it happened." You know,
yeah. And if there's anybody else out there watching, like I see a lot of you in the comments now saying, like, this has happened to me. This sounds just like my life. If you want to jump on here and share your experience, if it's not in
yes,
West,
please.
we don't care where it's at, because this is happening nationwide, and
Yeah,
it's not going to stop unless we bring awareness to all of the corrupt
yeah.
and how it works. And they get away with it because people don't understand how it works. They're ignorant.
I mean, they'll bring a witness into court, and look across the aisle at us like, "Ha ha," you didn't expect this one, did you? And it's like, I don't care.
Right.
You know, I probably did say something, or I probably did do something that made them angry. I probably did, but I'm sure they did me, or I wouldn't have said anything, or I wouldn't have done anything. I'm not a mean girl at
They
all.
blame you for your response to their trauma that they have caused.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And so, it's so hard because I always felt silenced. Since this has started, I have felt silenced and pushed to the corner. And every time it come time for me to get ready to testify, I was like, thank God. They're going to get to see those messages, and they're going to get to see this, and they're going to get to see that. And I'd be excited because I would think that'll prove I love them.
Yeah. Look at this comment here. Robert said, credibility goes a long way in this world. And I just wanted to say, yes, it does.
It
But
does.
what tends to happen in family court is it doesn't matter, because they're going to do everything they can
No.
to discredit you, to smear you, to
Yeah.
make sure that you're not credible.
Yeah.
And then they'll do
Well,
whatever they can
there's
so that the other side looks credible, no matter how abusive or what they've got on their record.
I mean, there was just things that just didn't make sense. Like when I was doing foster care, a home study included a home visit and
Yeah.
witnesses or things like that. And we went in, talked to the guardian ad litem, showed them some of the things we had left, and thought, okay, Sarah took her drug test. They done the hair follicle, passed it. It's in the evidence. I mean, we were doing every step we thought was what we needed to do. And like I said, we got visits in January, I believe it was. It was every other week. Every other weekend we got to visit. And, we would go into court after the first 2 months and would be like, can we get it upped? Maybe, to see them more.
Mm-hmm.
Never, never was brought up, never was, nothing. So, you feel like you're at a standstill, just kind of rocking back and forth, you know, rocking up and back down and up, back down. And there was no, you know, um, there was this, and like I said, the kids, the little one, she's too much like her mama. She's in her own little world. She's She's my little star. She just, she's happy, and I want her to remain that way. That's the thing.
The
I
innocent.
don't want that innocent stole. I don't want that, you know. And when this first happened with Sarah, I'm not going to lie, my first thought was maybe I do need to stop. Maybe I need to stop for them. You know, you think about that story of Solomon in the Bible, when the two women were fighting, over the baby,
Mhm.
you know, and he offered to cut the baby in half. And one woman said, no, give her to her, you know.
And that's how he determined who the mother
That's
was.
how he knew who the real mother was, you know. And, that has played in my head. But that part of me that won't quit, that can't quit, I want them to know that no matter what, or how long it takes, or what we got to do, I will remain honest. I'll tell the truth, you know, and I will fight. I will continue to jump through whatever hoops they put me through, whatever they want to do. I'll do it, you know. Um, I have never really talked about, where I'm sick. I don't know. I may get up tomorrow morning and MS is cruel. It's really cruel. I may get up in the morning and can't walk. It may last a month. It may last 6 months. It may last 2 days. You don't know, or I may never get back up again. But I don't know how much more time I have that I can make memories and, have these moments with them, and, that just hearing their voices. I've not been able to clean the living room because the last time they were here, their toys were everywhere, and I can't pick them up. I can't. It's just, it's. I'm gonna let you kind of go right here so I can pull myself back together, because I'm sorry, guys. I'm a blubbering mess.
It's okay.
You went dark, Ty.
I know. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. Make sure you can still hear me.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I meant to keep it together, but
Um, just trying to look over our agenda here and see if we have covered.
um,
Make sure we've not
there's
missed anything. I wanted to do some of these stats. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Over 22 million American adults report being alienated from their children. That was in 2019. Um, Alienated grandparents describe it as a living loss, grief without closure, like mourning the living. And I can confirm that as a mother, as a parent who has been alienated.
Yes, you
They told,
can.
I'm going to come back on screen so I can say this.
Yes, you
They
need to,
told,
because you've had this same thing happen.
they told me in court that I might as well go ahead and grieve my children as if they were dead, because I would never be able to provide a life for them good enough. So I might as well just step back and let somebody else do it.
Right. And that hurts. It's a
And that
pain
was
that's
when I was
hard to.
sober. I was clean. Every fucking my service is wonky. Not top secret to catch a
Yeah, it
fish.
kind of
Sometimes I have to
clustered.
think.
There you go.
Yeah. Kim said, "You have nothing to apologize for." True crime, butterfly, no apologies needed. It's a lot. It is. Okay, I'm about to go dark again. Let me go back over here. Okay.
Okay.
Children exposed to alienation often suffer depression, anxiety, low self esteem, and difficulty trusting relationships later in life. Some psychologists describe alienation as psychological child abuse. This isn't just a family dispute, it's damage. It's lasting, generational damage. So let's talk about the legal side, the law and best interest. Every U.S. state has some law allowing grandparents to petition for visitation, but the truth, it's hard. In the year 2000, Troxel versus Granville, the Supreme Court said parents have a constitutional right to direct the upbringing of their children. So grandparents like me must prove in court that seeing us is in the best interest of the child. But let's be honest. What is the best interest? Is it severing children from love, from family history, from safe arms not that only want to nurture? How is it best in it? How is it best interest to tell Tony that his name? How is it to pit children against their mother or their grandmother or the people that love them, or to erase the people who love them most? Isaiah 1:17 tells us, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed." I love that. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the verse. You said that a while ago, but I
Yeah.
didn't catch the verse that it went to.
Yeah. I've lived. That's
Serve
one of my
justice
favorites.
and families deserve truth. Grandparent
Okay.
alienation is, call it what it is. Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah.
It abuses grandparents by breaking their hearts. It abuses children by denying them love and stability. It abuses truth by twisting narratives and erasing legacies.
I mean, we found out recently that this stuff with their mother, uh, they were more than willing to butcher their mother. You know,
Are you, are you going to read that letter to
I
Tony and Scarlett?
can't. I'll be a
Do it.
blubber. You can
You want me to?
for me, yes.
Okay. All right. Brandy wrote this letter to Tony and Scarlett. So it says, "Tony, Scarlett, if you ever hear this, this is what I want you to know. You are my heart. You are my soul. You are my everything. From the moment you entered this world, you changed me forever. I felt your little fingers wrap around mine, and I knew my purpose. I remember your giggles, your hugs, your voices, calling Mama. Those moments live in me, even now. People have lied. People have twisted truth. They've tried to erase me. But hear this. I was there. I loved you. I prayed for you, and I will never stop. Tony, you were named after your grandfather, a man of honor, strength, and love. Never let anyone make that name feel small. Scarlett, your name shines with beauty and strength. Together you carry a legacy that is yours, and no lie can take away. I may not have forever. My MS reminds me daily that time is precious. That's why every moment apart is agony. Every tear I shed carries your names. Every prayer I whisper carries your futures. This alienation is the greatest pain I have ever felt, but my love for you is stronger still. Nothing can separate you from it. Not distance, not time, not lies, not even death. One day I pray I will hold you again, but even if that day never comes, I know this. Know this. You are loved fiercely. You are my crown, my joy, my gift from God. With every heartbeat, with every breath, with every ounce of love in me, always and forever. Memo.
Biggest sky, infinity beyond, forever and a stinking day.
In Virginia, last month, 25 children came up missing. How do you stop children from turning up missing?
Keep them where they're loved.
Keep them where they're
Keep them
loved.
where they're safe. It's a pain that moms feel, that, and I know there's dads too, but, living in a state that you aren't even recognized as a grandparent, you're not recognized to have any rights. You have to beg the court to give you any rights. And the thing of it is, Sarah has offered and offered, Mom, I'll give you my rights. But I don't want that. I want my daughter to be a good mom. She is. She already is. But
You want her to have the right to do that.
right,
Her right to do
right.
that.
I don't want to take that from her. I never have. I've always said, I done my mommy deal. I done that. I want the mamaw. I want the hugs and the fun and the spoiling and all the good stuff. I'm not asking for.
We'll start pumpkins and do face painting and
When they come here, I've
normal.
got all weekend, playing fun. We do arts and crafts. We do fun stuff, the whole time. And I try to squeeze in so much in such a small amount of time. We were getting them at 5 o'clock on Friday evening. And after driving home, we get home about 7:30.
2 to 3 every time.
Get them bathed, in bed. You had Saturdays, and then Sunday, Ty can tell you, my oldest one, he would wake up Sunday morning and he would go, "What day is it?" Every time. And I'd say Sunday. And he'd say, "Today's the day, ain't it?" And I'd say, "Yeah, baby, it's the day." And then we would have to spend from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock convincing them it's okay. You'll get to come back. And that's why I feel like I don't want them to feel I lied to them. Because
Them begging the whole time. We don't want to go back. We don't want to go
they
back.
beg.
We want to stay with you.
Want to stay with you.
They beg.
Kyle's heard them.
What are you supposed to do with
They beg.
They told me to not trust my mommy. I trust my mommy with everything.
I know. They told them not to
7
answer
years
questions.
old. You tell us, mommy, don't answer no questions for nobody. Don't trust your mom.
Don't trust your mom.
Don't tell. We have them recorded saying that. They'll get in the car and say they said that we're not supposed to talk to anybody and answer any questions or.
And
what do you?
We tell them all the time.
Don't talk to your mom for real.
Scarlett.
Don't talk to your mom.
Scarlett, and you heard her say this too. She looks at me and she'll say, "Mama, you didn't come back." Because I was supposed to come back and got her that Sunday. And she'll still say, "Mama, you didn't come back."
This person's asking, why did your daughter say no, you couldn't see your grandchildren?
It wasn't my daughter. It's what happened is, her and the daddy was going through a divorce. And on and off during this time, they would reconcile and break up and reconcile and break up. And the last time, I guess, I don't know, I guess it reached a boiling point, and I got a message on a Saturday night discussing, I guess, what had happened from Dad. And then Sunday, I went that whole day thinking we were supposed to go pick them up, go pick her back up and everything. And I got a message saying that they wasn't returning her, that she wasn't coming back, but that they would never keep her from us. We'd be able to see her anytime we wanted to. And that was May 17th. I took her May 19th when that happened. And we've been fighting ever since. So it boiled down to a nasty divorce with a nasty custody battle, is what it boiled down to. And we ended up in court. I think it all started, with mom and dad with restraining orders and stuff that they were told that night that, and this is the part I don't understand. A cop told them whoever got up to the courthouse first the next morning and filed for a restraining order got the kids. And I thought, is that even legal? You know, so they got there first. Sarah approved the restraining order. All that was dropped, or the EPO, I think it was an EPO. That was dropped, and that's when Kevin sent it upstairs to family court. And at that time, Daniel Dotson was serving as what was it, family court commissioner or something, basically like family court judge. And that's what we've been dealing with since. When he resigned, it got slung over to Jimmy Kraft, and we really ain't got nowhere. It's just been continued. So it's not been something, it's a mess. It's just a flat mess. But, it, even with everything being the mess it was, I honestly, in my heart, expected, I guess, the same. What would be the good way to say that? The same, yeah,
Consideration, the same love
same
for them,
love for them.
care about their future health and well-being that you have.
I mean, you've heard this too. The kids will tell me.
No,
The
they're
kids will tell me so and so don't like you, and I'll be like, "Well,
yeah.
I love them," and they'll be like, "Well, why? They don't like you." And I'll say, "Well, they love you, and if they love you, I love them." So that's how I always addressed it. I never negatively said anything about their dad or their family. Never. I always,
You know, whenever he told me that about them telling him not to trust his mommy, he said, "I always trust."
always, yeah,
I said, "You always trust your mommy, no matter
yeah.
what. No matter what. Ever let anybody tell you that." And but he's the one. He said it before I even had a chance to say, You need to always trust your mom." Before I even could say it and respond to it, he was already saying it. He was like, "That's why I'm telling you."
That concerns me. Is daughter or someone in your daughter's home? No, that's the thing. My daughter lives with me. So,
Yeah.
And like I said, there was never any abuse allegations. There's never been neglect allegations.
Not the other way around. It's not her daughter, and it's not. No, they're. Yeah, it's his. It's the father's family that's holding them hostage.
That has, and like I said,
And if you want to go previous video before, it explains a lot of it. And over the last few days, Justice Jane, it's all on there. The last few videos we've tried to cover hand on it and explain the entire situation, so that should help give you some background on it.
yeah, anything
There's
that
just too much.
I felt that anything from my past that could ever be brought up, I've tried to address it the past few days. Like, okay, this is what happened. This is why. Yeah, they said they can't hear you well. It's kind of cutting out when you start to talk. I don't know. Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Is it working?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, there we go.
Um.
This has been ongoing for their entire lives. This battle, this custody thing. but
Right.
it
It
didn't come
started.
to a head. Sarah spoke out against the jail, and then
Right.
ended up jail on charges that she should not have, and she got blamed for all of it, even though everybody, the man who it belonged to and
Even the
everything, was taking accountability for it. He was standing up. He was being a, a stand up guy there,
man.
saying to the
Yeah.
cops, to the jail, to the attorneys, and they still left her with the charge, let him out of jail, and they won't even lower her bond. And we have shown proof on on one of the previous episodes when we addressed her arrest and stuff, because they printed it in our local newspaper and absolutely
Uh,
made it terrible, and did not even put the co-defendant's name in there, the boyfriend that caused the whole scene, who everything belonged to. She's the one that called 911 for help because he was choking her on camera in front of a Dollar General store. They were fighting in the car. She pulled in to be on camera because it had escalated so bad, because she found out that he had been using for days, and she was taking him and putting him out. She took his daughter
yeah.
home, dropped her off, and was taking him and putting him out. She put his clothes and everything out of the car, and he choked her out. She called 911. He took the phone from her and hung it up.
Hung it up.
And the
Hung it up.
cops called back, and she said, "No, I need you. I meant to call. Yes, come."
Yes.
They came, brought a second officer because it was a violent situation. He was beating her up.
She had no idea. No idea
She
what.
tried to leave, and he wouldn't let her pull out. And come to find out, it's because he had drugs in there. Is why he
Yeah,
wouldn't let her
she
pull
was
out.
trying to leave,
Or that she
and
didn't know about. And he was trying to stop her so he could get the drugs out. But the cops come before she called the cops, because she didn't know there was any fucking drugs in the car. Like, she
no.
wouldn't have called the law if she would have thought for a half a second that any of that shit was in that vehicle. She'd have been mad as hell. She'd have
Yeah,
probably hit
but
her head with something. But yeah,
yeah, that's the thing with Sarah. She's a lot like me. We kind of naive, we kind of gullible, and like that whole situation we explained that day. She could have been like, hit the road, but the situation, his child could have got hurt or killed.
would happen if she spoke out. Let's remember that. She was told by her lawyer that if she spoke out, she would go to jail and lose visitation.
Yeah,
We need to make that clear. Her lawyer said that. And look what's happened. She's in jail. Brandy's lost visitation.
yeah.
Without a court date.
We still don't
Without a
have
court
one.
order, they took your.
Still don't have one.
They just refused to let her see him.
Last time we went to court was the 1st of September, I want to say. I think it was the 9th, maybe the 9th. And then her attorney didn't show up, had something else that came
And
up.
Brandy to the courts about this too. She spoke out to the courts, showed them very much evidence that we're not going to discuss, but she was told to stop retaliating.
Yeah.
So, by the judge or the social worker people, that she was the one retaliating.
Yeah.
When she was trying to report what's actually going on.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I kind of, because, we've all told, even people that are current people that are working in the courthouse or working in the jail or whatever, that if they came forward, how much grace they would be given and things like that. And, Sarah did,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like,
It takes hard to go anyway. Nobody even wanted her to get in the car and go
no,
with him,
we didn't.
because they just knew, like, it was like they just had a bad feeling about it, and they asked her not to. Papa asked her not to
Yeah.
go, and she explained it. She said, "But if I don't, and there's an accident or something," because he had been up for so
Right.
long and getting on a motorcycle
With
with his
child.
daughter, she didn't want that to happen. So it doesn't matter what the consequences may be of it. I'm taking this kid home. And she did.
Yeah.
And she got down there and got set up in all this fucking mess.
Yeah. And there's a comment, let's see, right there, that one. Um, you know, she's not around them, she's in jail. I
She's not around. Yeah, like, hell, we can't even get her out because they won't lower her bond.
and
Even though the man has said times and sent the messages, he's been to the courthouse and everything,
who
trying to tell him it was
yeah, his lawyer, we've got the messages that of him saying, my lawyer said that they were going to go talk to him, and they did reduce her bond, but where she's a Kentucky resident, not a Tennessee resident, a bondsman they just don't want to take it. I guess there's a higher risk if it's someone from a different state. So they want not just 10%, they want the full amount in cash and then the 10%.
back to court than to give the refund back on the full
Right.
amount.
You get they keep the 10% and then you get the other amount.
You'll get the other 9,000
Yeah.
back. So it's really 11. It's not 10,000 10%. It's 10,000 plus 10%.
And even Sarah,
whenever. So we can't get her out. We don't have money
no.
for that.
And even Sarah,
Right,
like
yeah.
I said, she's offered me her rights. She has said, "Mom, I'll give it to you. I will give it to you." And
I think that's what caused a while ago. You were saying that, like, well,
yeah, if it's the best for her children, that's how she was looking at it when she offered it. Was if I have to stay away from them, then I will.
So that they could still be part of the
Right,
family.
because she knows how much we love them.
Because they were getting hurt.
So she's willing to do that, but I don't want her to. I want her to,
She should be able to be part of their lives too, without somebody dictating every visit, every bath time, every playtime, and what kind of holidays we can
and and she's offered, and I'll pay for it. I paid for the last one, but she's offered when she gets out of jail to take a hair follicle. I mean, to prove that she did not have none of that.
However we need to go about doing that, we need to do that regardless of whether we got a lawyer backing us up or not, because that will prove that she's been clean this whole fucking time, like she said.
Yes.
They've already done one hair follicle. Already did one that she passed.
They're saying turn up your volume, Ty.
I think it's just my service. Y'all. My battery's going low. Hang on. My computer still won't turn on. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, Angela, she's a lot like me. We over love, like I said, I admit it, I'm gullible as can be sometimes about things. And, and she is too. I mean, we all are with some things. And, I just, it's, it's a situation that could have been handled differently, completely differently. I feel like we could have sat down and definitely worked some of this out.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a situation, reading over things. It's now I need a lawyer, and now and this and that, and I can't afford that, but if I have to go knock on doors and beg on hands and knees, I'll do what I need to do, right now, all I can do is just gather as much proof as I can. Okay, there's one that says that she was living. Here's the situation. She has her own place.
Robert, we'll come back to your question. This one, is this the one?
Yes. Um, she has her own place. There, she has a place to go to. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. It's hers. You know. Um, but
She lives
she
as
don't have the
far as
kids,
that goes.
and so she's been staying with me because I mean she was by herself.
Do all the stuff. Y'all have been moving, the stuff with your mom in the nursing home and everything. There's been a lot going on, so she's been home a
Yes,
lot.
she's been helping me because with my MS, it's hard to take care of mom, dad, and getting everybody moved and getting everything done. So she has spent so much time helping me. And like I told Ty the other day, I didn't realize how much she helps because until she wasn't here. And sometimes it's just overwhelming. Um, of course I'm gonna miss her just because she's my baby, but you know, in a situation of where they wouldn't want her around them until she's proven innocent or whatever, she would do it. She
Right.
wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I know she wouldn't.
Okay with that.
She would, whatever's in their best
Yeah.
interest, whatever they want us to do, mom, do it.
Yeah.
So, and it, like I said, it's not a tit for tat. With us, it isn't. I don't,
Never
never
has
has been.
been. Now they're trying to make it even harder and completely alienate them and use them more out of the there.
How long has she been in jail? This past Sunday made 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And
But I know.
I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
No, you go.
and I'm proud of how she's taken it. Um, the first week I thought, oh Lord, this isn't going to go good. But she told me, she said, Mom, God's got me still for a reason. He set me still for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that the other family has made such a spectacle out of her arrest, the people they have contacted to try to make it look worse, and were
Yeah.
willing to drag the kids
Going out of
into it.
the way.
I mean, the way Tennessee did is, see, she's seen a magistrate, I think, like that Monday after, because they went to jail on a Sunday. And she seen a magistrate and they set the bond and everything. And then she seen them again, and that's when they dropped a lot of the charges and they dropped her bond. And then she doesn't go back again till the 9th. So without bonding her,
But why is it that she admitted to having weed? The cops put it on the police report. That's all she had on her was a little bit of weed, just a couple of grams, and a roach in the ashtray. And she told them up front that
and
it
it
was
was
there.
hers.
And why is it that they dismissed all of that stuff
Yes.
and then charged her with
Yep.
fentanyl?
When he admitted it was
Y'all
his.
realize fentanyl is 85%,
Point
right?
0.5. Yeah, 0.5. It's like 0.5 or
I think it's
greater or something.
85%. I don't know if that's what it is in Tennessee, but I know that they recently passed it in Kentucky that is a serious crime. It's considered like a
Oh, it
violent
is in
offense.
Tennessee too. I mean, her
So
record's
why are they
destroyed.
charging her with that and not the weed? Like if you're going to charge her with something and hold her on something, it should be what she actually had on
On
her
her.
pocket, not the fucking other shit that he's already taken accountability
Right.
for.
Right. So,
Yeah.
it's been, um,
And all that, all of those messages and everything, we shared all that stuff too. It's all up there on one of our lives the other day when we addressed it. We read the article in the newspaper, and went over it piece by piece and pointed out the things that they were wrong about. And then we also pointed out that they said in the newspaper that they couldn't find his part in it, his record in it, because they didn't have his birthday. But whenever you pull up the jail website, it was right there beside Sarah's. So
yeah.
mugshot charges, all of
Yeah.
it's right there.
And, like we said, she was trying to leave the scene
They left out a bunch of pertinent information. She was trying to get the fuck
from
away from
him.
him.
And, he had it hid in the car. He had it zip tied up under the seat. And she had no idea. I mean,
he didn't even know that he was even using that stuff again until he had been up erratic for
4 days.
a few days, and then she was
That's
like,
why she wouldn't let him
"Ah,
leave with the child.
one, you're so
Not our children.
yeah,
It was his child. Let me
yes,
clarify that too, because the past 2 visits,
yeah,
she has not let him been here while the kids was here.
hmm
Yes, she has a public defender.
because she take that risk, and she wouldn't have him around if he had drugs and stuff like
Yeah,
that
we have
too, and
messages of her
having him
telling him, if you're using at all.
yeah, we got all kinds of her telling him and of her saying how he had of him saying telling his drug dealer how he had to block him because his old lady was freaking the fuck out over
Well,
him
no, Sarah had got on there and snuck and blocked him,
and blocked
and he was
yeah
saying, "My old lady
and he
blocked you."
oh it wasn't me and he was like why and he was like well don't take it personal it's just because she don't want me using
Right.
or something to
Yeah.
that effect
Yeah.
she don't like that
Like I said,
yeah
ask
there's no
any questions you all want to ask. I'm an open book. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Ty can help me. Um, but I just wanted, like I said, I'm not trying to bash the other family. I'm not. I don't want the kids to ever think or for 1 minute that I know the other family loves them. I know that, or I would be in a panic mode if I knew they wasn't being took care of. That's not the issue. The issue is I just want to see the babies.
it's the emotional abuse it's the
Yes,
psychological abuse it's torture it's emotional and psychological and mental
because
torture
I don't know what they've been told. I don't know how much they've been told. I don't know because,
I don't yeah she said can you trust the public defender I
I
don't
like
know
her.
because that's we're
I
not
really
friends
like her a lot. She told me that she didn't understand at all why they haven't done ORO, I think.
okay
Because where
right
Sarah's never been in trouble, she's never had anything more than a speeding ticket. Um, she has um um she doesn't have anything like this on her record. So she didn't understand why they held her. She said, unless it was just for that because of that one
she's
substance.
never, she's never been
No,
arrested
never.
so him with an extensive drug trafficking
Yes, I
history
didn't mention that. Yes, he has one.
his he has an extensive
Yeah,
record of drug trafficking and drugs of these same
yeah.
drugs. And I don't know if it is or not. I might not know how to say that part, but it's he does
He
have an
does have a
extensive drug
record.
trafficking
He does
history.
have a record because
So
he had
and
a
kept her. The first time I've ever been in trouble for nothing. The person that calls the cops for help, they take her to jail and charge her with a fucking 85% felony.
yeah. Oh no,
No, this is not or
from
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yes, yes. Um,
Yeah, she's not home. She lives in Virginia. Me and Brandy live in Kentucky in
right.
different cities, and yeah, and that man was from
It might be
Knoxville,
better to
and that's where she
explain
was raised.
that. Yeah, kind of explain how we're
Yeah,
different.
we're positioned. Yeah, like I'm in Lester County. Sarah lives over in Virginia, about an hour and a half away
Yeah,
from
it's about an
Kentucky,
hour and a half.
if that. Um, and then Brandy is about 2.5 hours from me on the other side. And his family, the guy's family, and that kid lives about what 2 hours south of where you're
Yeah,
at,
they at
three 2 3 hours
Knoxville.
south of where you're at.
So yeah,
Yeah,
you know, there's the question I've wondered myself. Um,
yeah, that's the big question.
that one I don't. We've talked about it. I mean, we've threw theories out there, but he was a felon with a weapon, and that should have right there been.
Her gun was legal. charged her with a firearm,
Yeah, she had
and her gun
hers.
was and not loaded. Hers was not loaded in the console. Didn't even have the
Yeah,
clip in it. And his was loaded. He had all kinds
it
of
was like
rounds
60
up
or
under his feet.
46 or 64. I'm dyslexic sometimes, the guy. So, but he had a lot of rounds. Which okay, you know,
Yeah.
just
Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
but
You missed the beginning. I suggest y'all go back and watch it. It's been a good one.
I'm
It's heart wrenching, but it needs to be.
talked about. I mean, there's a lot of. I think I want to talk. There's a lot of grandparents and a lot of other families that are
Have,
going through this, that are dealing with this.
have you seen the Parental Alienation Act? The Protecting for Parenting or Protect or Punished for Protecting Act. Her name is Francesca Amato, and she is bringing a bill to Washington about CPS and for punishing the parents who are trying to protect their children, and in our situations
Right,
against
right.
CPS, their false claims and
And
things like that. Yeah, it's called Punished for Protecting,
and I even
and
told
it's Parental Alienation.
and I even told the other family, I understand. I do. I understand. I understand their concern of like, oh my lord, she did X, Y, and
Go
Z.
dark for a second. Keep talking. I'm going to find this charge.
Okay,
She said, "Did they
and
charge him with a firearm?" I was going to look for it real quick.
they did at the beginning, but I
Yeah,
think I don't know if it was dropped or what. But you check on it. Um,
yeah,
but I said, there's a lot of families going through this, and there's a lot of grandparents that don't know where to turn. And I don't know what to do. I mean, it's a situation of I was in this situation before, but Sarah would always tell me, it's going
yes,
to be
they
okay.
did
It's
charge
going to be
him.
okay.
They
They
did
did.
charge him with unlawful possession of a weapon, a Schedule II drug, meth, possession with intent to sell, simple possession or casual exchange of marijuana, Schedule IV drugs, manufacture, deliver, sell, or possess, Schedule II drugs, fentanyl 5.5 grams or greater, and then yeah, the weapon.
Yeah, and he's out.
He's out. He got
He's out.
$1 bond.
Huh?
Yeah, and jail website. So Mountain Eagle, there you go. It's on the Knox County Jail website. You can look it up since you couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's simple.
It's there.
I mean, it wasn't hard, but
Don't
that
even
right
need a
there
public
is
records
another
request.
thing. That right there
Don't even
shows.
need a public records request to look up a jail website. How about that, Mr. Sam Adams?
Yeah,
You
they
wonder
said
why
they
these
needed his
people
birthday or something. You know,
yeah, said they
and
had to have his
we
birthday.
didn't have to have it.
All you do is look on the jail website at the arrest, Knox County arrests.
Yeah.
And don't they have a busted newspaper too, where they put your mugshot and your charges and shit in there? They do it everywhere else.
I don't know. I would see. I had no idea who knew or who knew what or what was going on, and my intentions was to go talk to the other grandmother that day. That's why I asked, "Is it okay?" You know, I wasn't trying to be malicious or trying to sneak or do anything. I just asked, "Is it okay?" Is it okay if I come by to get the kids? And I was going to talk to her then, and let her know, hey,
In person.
if you don't want Sarah around the kids, I will keep her from the kids. Whatever you all are comfortable with, we can work it out. Just please don't keep them from me. That was my only thought, or my thought process, because when this happened with MS, stress and things, my head and everything just gets kind of wonky. Like and that first week was, I didn't know what to do. Honestly, I didn't know what to do,
We
and
were
I thought,
really happened. We didn't want to speak on it until we knew for sure. We weren't going to
what
jump
was
up and
happening?
Sarah's innocent if she wasn't.
Right. And that's
Like,
what
we
I
wanted,
said,
we wanted to talk to her, talk to him, talk to the police and the attorneys, and learn the details before we came public with it. Because as we've stated, like, the kids are at risk here. Like, they are the ones that's being pulled in between. So
right.
that's why we held back a few days
Yeah.
before we said anything about it. And then once that newspaper article came out, we seen that it was clear what they were doing and what they were trying to do. But it still
Yeah.
wasn't completely clear how
Well,
dirty that they were trying to be until after
right.
the fact.
You had the,
Whenever I got that message, remember she sent us an
yeah.
apology, and
We
yeah,
had the Mountain Eagle. The
like,
Mountain Eagle was leaning biased, and they have leaned biased with a lot of
so
things.
when
But
got
we
the paper to, he got you a new copy because I had the other one wallered to pieces.
did you?
But I don't know if
Well,
you want to keep it or not, but Sarah might, and it might be useful for court one day. So
oh,
even
you have
though,
the one. I love you.
And maybe Sophia.
Okay. But I hang on one second.
okay,
Are you taking the paper?
Not yet.
Oh, and I need the other one if I got to go to the back.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was like, wait,
Okay. Okay. Kids running in and out. But what was we? Oh, the paper.
mm-hmm.
And the thing of it was, they could have contacted us, at any time, but we have noticed that anybody that has spoke out against anything going on at the courthouse, the objective is to destroy their credibility, their character, so that anything they say isn't of value. But if you read that article, at no point did they say she lied.
Nope.
You know, what she did or does or whatever has no effect of what they
On what
did.
they did, right?
What
It
they
has no
did.
bearing whatsoever on what they did,
Right. You've
regardless of
got
what
women.
they're still fucking guilty. Don't make it go away. Don't negate it. Don't make their abuse
Right. But if
okay
they
or
think they can
legal.
destroy your character,
Yeah.
nobody will
Yeah,
believe you.
yeah, we're being shadow banned really bad, and like even Chat GPT, like whenever I will ask it about like the story or whatever, it'll be like, I found one article. Then it's like with no substantiated claims. Like, what? What do you mean? Like, what? And I
Yeah.
took pictures of it. I'm like, we are totally being shadow banned. So I took it, the same questions onto Grok, and it came back with thousands of hits on these stories.
Well, and the thing of it
And
is, too, Brian
saying to it, like,
Enton
oh,
is a professional.
like
Brian
that's what they
Enton's a
care about.
professional.
Google's shadow banning, and they're not like sharing things out.
Right. Brian
Yeah.
Enton's a professional.
Yeah.
Sarah told him the truth from the beginning. She told him everything that went on. He wouldn't have.
Story. Like,
They wouldn't have done the story if she didn't have evidence.
and if they
I'll
hadn't
put it that way.
already had had enough to like back it up, they wouldn't have put it on the air. If they hadn't already been confident in what she was
Yeah.
saying, then they wouldn't have shared the story.
Well, like I said, there was evidence. So it's kind of hard when you have evidence, to, so it's really a situation, like I said, to discredit or to assassinate somebody's character. And then when you find out that the family then turned around and tried to add to that.
Yeah. And then what was they
And
going to do? Try to court order her into rehab and make her go on Suboxone like they did the rest of us? And her not even an
when
addict?
she don't need it.
Her not even addicted to the fucking pills and shit and the fentanyl?
Yeah, one of the
That's what
guards
they
even
do.
noticed
That's how
she's
they
not had any
It's
withdrawal
not just to smear us. It's also so that they can get us in their grips
to control.
for control. Yeah.
For control.
Yeah.
And so, it's a situation of, like I said, let's blast it and make these things discredit anything that was said. But the fact of it is, it happened.
What
There.
escort services? What are you talking about, Robert? Let's go back to his last question.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
There's a major escort service in southeastern Kentucky that has become a major topic in prostitution also. And he says there are plenty of records, like Elon Musk mentioned, of lots of men and women from those escort services. Do you know what these escort services like? Can you tell me? I've not heard this.
I've seen something about a lawsuit about Backpage, or is that what it's called?
Oh, is that what it is? The Backpage?
I don't know.
You
It might
remember
be, but
when Sturgill would take girls from Letcher County and put them on Backpage, and then he would take us up to Lexington and rent a motel room for 2 or 3 days, and he would organize gangbangs and escort service. He ran escort service and film it. Some of the girls was underage. There's a lot of girls underage that he's filmed.
there was a lot of things filmed for blackmail.
Yeah.
To keep people quiet.
And not just blackmailed, but just because he liked to look at young girls.
That too.
Yeah. So
that too.
I'm not going to share his name just yet.
No.
Because there's a lot riding on it, and I'm actually, to be quite honest, I'm hoping that he'll have a change of heart and decide to help us out, and
right,
and turn some of that shit over.
But situations like this with Sarah,
he's a public official now,
scares them.
Considering he's a politician now.
Well, actually, holds a position
to a different county and became, what is it, constable?
Constable.
Became a constable. Filmed, yes.
Yes, filmed.
My best friend was one of them. She's going to be talking to us soon and telling her story. She was in with the lawsuit with Ben Fields and Jennifer Hill.
Yes.
And she was unnamed in it. Her name has been shared on Hillbilly Crime. I'm not going to share it right now yet.
No. We told her.
Put any unnecessary pressure or anything on her. But hopefully that'll be coming soon too.
That's the thing that's so sad though, Ty, is these girls were used, abused, threw away, and now just telling their stories, they're terrified. They're terrified because look what happens. Yeah. Look what happens. You lose, any kind of your kids, your credibility, your, they will do what they have to do to shut you up.
Yeah.
Period. And I'm at the point I have lost everything. Crap. Here I go again, guys. Sorry. I've lost everything. Everything. So I'm at a point I have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
So why would we be quiet at this point,
And yes, I got ahead of it. Because I knew next, by me protecting her or talking about her, they would drag up my past.
You see this? People have those advertisements on record.
They do? Good. Good.
It has nothing to do with me. Everything they do is recorded. Like Elon Musk said, you cannot delete them from them.
Yeah, like they always say, once it's out there, it's out there. Once you put something on the internet, it's there.
Yeah.
There's a way to find it.
Yeah.
And, you talk about, like I said, anything that she said on the interview, anything that was spoken, if there hadn't have been documented proof that they looked at before talking to her, they wouldn't have put that out.
If they hadn't been hearing this shit already, then they wouldn't have released it.
They wouldn't have released it. They wouldn't have been like, okay, just tell me some gossip,
So Thursday, I want to invite anybody, any victim, whether it was involved with it sexually or not, whether you're on more in like from Gemma's walk of life or
mine,
side or
or
Brandy's kind of side. We're going to have a get together Thursday afternoon, um,
Mhm.
and probably here at home. And if anybody wants to come over and meet them, there won't be any cameras, nothing like that.
No, no, no,
It's
no.
personal, private get together. We're going to have some food and just talk and let some of the girls meet Allison, and hopefully,
They're
understand
wonderful people. They're
and
they're
get to know
wonderful people. They
Brandy,
care.
who she
They
is and why
care.
she cares better than I can explain it to them. You know,
Yeah,
so we want her to meet them, and so that they'll be more comfortable talking to her.
right.
And even the ones that do want to talk and don't want to share their identity, we're doing that too. We will not show your face. We can change your
They'll
voice.
change your voice
Yep.
because a lot of people know our voices, and I think I even said that. I was like, everybody knows my voice. As the minute somebody heard it, they'll be like, oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So they can change it. They can fix it to where you don't have to be. But, we've talked about it before, the puzzle pieces. We need those puzzle pieces because it validates everybody else.
Everybody else. Yeah.
And
So
if you don't want to be public, your
that's
puzzle
fine.
piece still matters.
Your piece still
It
matters. Yes,
still matters.
still going to help. Um, and then we also have people who are giving their testimonies and stuff completely off record, that they don't want their story shared at all, but they're talking to the investigators and to the journalists behind the scenes off record,
Yeah,
just to corroborate it. So we've got
yeah.
that. Let's see what's this.
Because there's a lot at risk. There is. There's a lot at risk, and sometimes it's hard to. You know, we were put in that position of the custody of the kids, or helping somebody, or telling the truth. Even and we might have chose wrong by helping. I don't feel I did. I don't.
Yeah.
Um, I know that my grandbabies will one day know, when they're older. I hope when they're older, you know, um,
That
I hope they know
they were wanted. They were
they
cared for.
were wanted,
They were thought of.
loved, you know, their mama didn't do it, out of, uh,
Negligence
or just to
or
do it
or just to be doing it. She didn't choose somebody else or something else over you.
over you.
Know
No,
that. She did not.
you were in her mind the whole time,
Yes.
but she was done wrong. Another family member of ours was done wrong, and our puzzle piece helped Ty's puzzle, her piece, and then so on and so on. I've been with Ty for
And my
years.
piece helped. If Jennifer was still alive, what I'm saying would have corroborated her, and she would
Her
not be dead. She would not have lost their lawsuit. Would not have been closed.
denied,
It wouldn't have been
like it
denied.
never happened,
Like it never happened. Like it
like
didn't
it
mean.
never happened.
Like she didn't mean anything.
Right, and it's heartbreaking because she really, it mentally was torture on her. She went through a lot, and to know that, it seemed like for nothing in the end. you know her life meant something, you know and that's the part that I cannot stand. Once you're arrested, and once you're whatever in Letcher County, you know
You're done.
you
You're done.
become those people. What
So
was it Daniel called us, or called everybody,
he said
crackheads?
that crack whore wanting money. Is
Yeah.
what he
you
called
know
Jen. Some crack
so
whore
does
wanting.
yeah so does that not mean something? I mean, that our value is so little just because of a mistake. you know Mr. Clark, look at his charges. Oh, he got a pardon, I know, okay, whatever, but look at his charges. But He's a good person,
He's a good
evidently, or people
upstanding,
thought so.
godly, and so
Does that
just
tell you the
how hard
difference?
we fight and how much we do right, how many clean drug tests I produce, how many on-time parole appointments, how many on-time child support payments. It don't make a fuck. They don't care. They don't care
Right,
that I'm doing good, that I want to do right, and that I've tried to do better with my life.
right.
They don't give a shit.
And you know that irritates me too when people make comments like get a job, get a job.
This is my
What does
job.
it matter?
This is my
What does
fucking
it matter? As long as she pays
yeah.
her child support every month, what
I
does
pay
it
my
matter to you
yeah.
what she does? This is her job.
It
You
is.
know, this is what
You
she
know, the
wants to
thing will
do
keep rolling because I'm not shutting up, and I won't ever stop fighting for my kids or any of these people's kids. They've done this long enough.
long enough. You know, Ty still has babies that are under 18. And, you
I
know,
get to see them.
just spending time with your daughter. Do we say her name? Yeah. Is it
Leah,
okay to say
that's
Leah? You
yeah.
know, she
The
loves
other
her
ones are
mama.
still, but
But I seen the glimmer of pride in her eyes when they come up to you that day and said, "Thank you. What you're doing, it's helping. Thank you." You know, and the in her eyes, I seen your eyes too. You lit up when you seen she had pride in you.
yeah,
You
because I
know,
saw that like she sees that I did want her, that I did fight for her, that it's not what they made it out to be, that it's not what they told her.
yeah, she was
She
told
knows,
horrible things.
and I'm just so grateful that has come full circle. Like
Yes.
we're always going to have things to work on and stuff,
Well, I
but
mean, that's
it's
like me and
okay because
Sarah.
she's here for me to work on it with. Like
Right.
that's what matters, and that's what I just
Same
keep giving
thing.
hope for with my other three is that someday I get
Right.
that chance too. And like with my middle one, I don't see her, but like I told Leah, I said I have not even really been messaging her much because I don't want to break a single other promise. I will not break another promise to that child. And until I have a vehicle, so that if I tell her I'm going to be somewhere when I say I'm going to be there,
Yeah.
once that's another reason this car has been pressing on me so hard is just so that I can be there and I can go to games and because right now I have to ask for a ride and work it out with somebody, and everybody's always working or sick or this, that, or the other, and it's just difficult. And I don't like to be. I
To
hate it
break
whenever I
promises.
have to say yes, I'll be there at your game, and then my ride not show up or something else, and then that just makes it look like I lied to her.
Well, no, like you told me, you don't want to break no more
No
promises.
more broken promises. So I will not make any more until I know that I can follow through with them.
Right.
And that's part of what this is too for me. Like I'm still fighting for my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many years has this been going on? You know, that's the thing. It's like once these family cases start, they don't have an ending.
No.
There is no ending. It just goes and goes. You know, I don't. You know, and any ending they have is, um, no, your question's not dumb. I think they have a kiosk machine, don't they?
I don't know. I ain't never been to jail down there.
Um, I I think on the site when I got on there, you can do it on the website or like a kiosk. I think they have there, but I just it took me forever to figure. She's my technology girl, and so she's the one that's been trying to teach me all this online stuff, and so
You must
just
have
even
signed
trying
up.
to figure out how to put
I don't
phone
know
time on for her has
how that
been,
works.
huh?
I told her she could probably sign her out for a visit. I don't know if it'd be like a
They
video
don't do
visit or how
those.
they do that.
They
They don't
don't do
give
them. They give them tablets, and you can put like time on like your phone number, and she can do visits that way. Um, yeah, I mean that's the only way I know right now
yeah.
to do it. So No, Ty don't ever give up. Ty won't either. She's like me. She don't know the word quit. You know, she
No such thing.
no such thing. Exactly, no such
Until
thing.
I have my babies back, and not until they fucking do something with this place.
No, and that's
Move,
like I
move
said. You
quickly,
know,
so it looks like we're in it for the long haul. So get used to it. I'm ready to get loud and start protesting.
well, I mean, like I said, I feel like we got a boot put to our throat to shut up.
Yep.
And I'm at it. Like I said, I'm at a point. What am I losing? What you know? What? Oh, I don't know.
By staying quiet, you're not doing anything but enabling them to continue their abuse and continue their cycles.
Right, right. Uh,
Doorbell's ringing.
get
Hey,
Sophie.
bud. He done come through and left, ain't he? All right.
Yeah.
Go, Brandy, you need to go. We can jump off of here for a little bit. I need to go to the bathroom break and plug my phone in for a minute. It's about to go dead. My computer still hasn't come back on. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that and get everything situated.
Dolly
And like
Fan
I
said I'm
said,
technology challenged as well. Yes. So
I
yeah.
am horribly.
Look,
Uh, yeah. Did you put her up? Yeah. Yeah. In a sec. Hang on. Yeah. Look. Okay.
look here. Kentucky has a team of FBI agents combing through videos and messages just as other states. It's not top secret.
Yeah.
How you know that though? Like, where do you?
Find that
Like,
out.
yeah, because like we can't even get anybody to talk to us.
No.
You know, like we can't even get the investigators to talk to us.
No.
Nobody wants our messages. Nobody wants our evidence.
That's the thing. Yeah. Everybody has.
There is physical evidence. There's clothing with DNA.
Who
There's
was it?
messages. There's
They're driving.
there's
Oh,
video.
okay.
I was told again about that video of Lexi again last night. Somebody else brought that up, and like I was telling you, like I know it exists. And she told that girl, I said, well, did she happen to like tell you if she sent a copy of it to anybody or anything like that? And I said, or she said that she sent it to everyone and that she would delete it in front of Kevin, but she'd have it back on her phone before she got out of Whitesburg, that she was backed up on all sides from it. So if anybody out there has this, please let us know. I'm not going to just put it up here and show it on TV, but we need it. We need it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Lori say here. Had to go back to the beginning of the show. So proud of you, Brandy, for your sobriety. Keep going, girl.
Hey, them babies keep me
Dolly,
going. They're you know, they keep me going.
I do have a car. I come take you anywhere you need to go. I'm a little bit far, but if we plan it, I'm there for you. Awesome. We're planning to do something this week. We're going to have a little get together Thursday and introduce some of the girls to Allison Weiner. I don't know if Brian Enton's coming with her this time or not, but it's not for filming. It's just for like a meet and greet and, to
So others
just to get to
can
know each
meet
other.
her and see
Yeah,
they're
see her in
genuine.
person, that she's genuine, And uh, then we're going to do like a trauma pinata. We want to meet at the park or something and have other victims of whatever you're a victim of, a survivor of, come down and put it on a piece of paper, put it in a pinata. We'll beat the hell out of it and we'll set it on fire as a group.
Yeah.
Dolly Fan said, can I ask what your kids' ages are, Ty? Yeah, my oldest is 22. My next one is 16. And my twins are almost 12. Yeah, all girls. I got a
All
gaggle of
girls.
girls. Gaggle of girls. Okay. All right. I was trying to give them another minute or so for a comment. We're at 2 hours, so let's go ahead and call it today, or for this show. We might be back on here in a little bit, but I need to regroup
Yeah.
messages and read emails and stuff and see what all I've got sent this morning.
Yeah.
I've been getting some messages saying, check your DMs. So I'm excited to see what's in
Yeah.
it. So usually it's
But
something
yeah.
good. Somebody's like, look at it.
Listen, and we
Nicole
talked
was on
to,
that show, that other show. I seen it on TikTok and I shared it. I reposted it. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, Smokeahonis was on, what was it, Kentucky Justice, or
uh,
I don't know. I'll have to look it up, but I reposted it and I'll try to post it onto my, I think I might have posted it on Facebook already. I'll post it to the Lexi's Place Facebook page.
okay. And then two, we had talked about, listen, if you guys have questions, ideals for things you would like for us to chit chat and talk
Or
about,
look up or research
or
or
if
like
you
what,
want to come on the show,
yeah.
or if you want to come on here and
Yeah, and come on and tell your stories. Like there's
yeah,
we see a lot of other grandparents going through the same thing in the chat, there, and I get messages every day from other people going through it too. So this
yeah,
is for anybody and everybody. That's what our channel
yeah,
is for. It's to give a voice to those that don't have one, whether
right,
they be passed on or just under the constraints where they can't use their voice.
right.
Well, you sure can, dear. She said, "Can I make you girls a care package?"
That would be
That
great.
would be wonderful. Somebody sent me one that had this laptop in it, and we were struggling with technology, and I just kept
Yeah.
praying about it, kept praying about it, like, God, I need a computer. Tell me what to do here. I ain't got the money for this. I don't know what to do. And I got an email from this lady, and she was like, I have a computer, and I want you to have it. And she sent it off and had it like worked on, and then sent it to us. So I think it's just something with my connection is what the problem is. It's not the computer that I'm struggling with today. It's this Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I want to get the satellite. I think that would help.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. I'm pushing all kinds of buttons.
We've had a day.
Let's see.
But yeah, anything you all want to, do you have an email or Venmo?
That's right.
I
Got
don't even
news
know
for the
what
people in
Venmo is.
Appalachia. There's more to this than making movies. Exactly. Like that was our point. Like we are appreciative to the people who are coming and trying to make movies and stuff. We are glad that they're doing that. But it has gotten to the point that it's so dangerous that we did not have the luxury
Of
of holding
waiting.
off and having an exclusive story for them and waiting for them to make said movies and shows and stuff. That's why we had to take initiative
Yeah.
and start doing these interviews and stuff on, you know,
Y'all,
um,
oh, go ahead.
email. Yes, it's in our bio. I don't have Venmo. We have Cash App,
Cash App.
but the links are in our bio. Yeah, and the email address too should be in there. Mine is appledream@gmail.com.
Mine's one happy
I
mammal.
could use a printer. Yes, I could use a printer. I need a printer desperately.
I've got one. It don't have
I had
ink.
one. So, when I was in the middle of moving, I found like 4 different kinds of ink and didn't have no printers for none of it. So I don't even know where it comes
Yeah.
from.
Seeking Justice for Judge Mullins. That's a new one. Most of them is,
I've heard more about making a movie than seeking justice for Judge Mullins, justice for Mickey Steins, justice for us.
yeah.
Fuck Kevin. He's a monster. Yeah. He don't know. Mickey gave him his justice. The justice that the courts and the investigators and the FBI and the KSP denied us.
Yeah.
Whether he intended to do that or not, he is a hero. I don't know if he intended to be a hero, but he is.
Yeah.
Kevin Mullins. No, ain't no justice for Kevin Mullins. If anybody's getting justice, it's going to be these women. I don't have PayPal, but I do have Venmo. I don't do super chats because YouTube takes half. We're not eligible for super chats and stuff just yet. Anyway, we're trying to get that way, but we are still some watch hours short. Yeah. But it'll be there by the time it recalculates, like in a couple of days. But I don't have Venmo. It won't let me verify my identity.
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what it was.
It's like a cash app.
I can see if I can.
I think that question stunned Angela too about justice for Kevin Moore.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, now I have to say, in my case, both men were fair to me,
Yes,
but
darling, I can figure something
you
out
know,
for that. Yeah.
you know,
She said, "Can we set up a Venmo?"
I can
Yeah,
try.
we'll figure.
I mean,
We'll figure that out. It's easy. It sets up just like Cash App and stuff. You shouldn't have a problem with it because you don't have a problem with your identity.
right. I can try, and I mean, Dolly Fan, if you have a email address, I can send it to you, or set it up and send it to you. If you want to give me your email.
13@gmail.com is great.
Yeah, one happy memo, like spelled out ONE, happy memo, MAMAW. So,
And we also have to go for Lexi's place.
yeah.
So,
Which,
we're trying to keep that.
yeah, we're
going to try it from our personal needs and stuff. Even though the business, the podcast, and everything is going to support Lexi's place in the long run, we don't want to take away from the fund to get this off the ground. You know what I mean? We want to be able to watch this to supplement,
right?
And not the donation make it look like we're putting it into things that don't apply. Because we want to make sure that it's all legit, that it's right, and we're completely transparent about everything. We want people to see what we spend our money
Yes.
on and how we're. So I'm looking forward to the Facebook page growing whenever we start building and stuff, so that people can see what we're using it for. Start to Cash App. My daughter set up my Venmo. Yeah, Cash App's easy too. You just download the app and it walks you right through it. It's just enter your name and address and put your bank or your debit information in. What is this? Oops. May the Lord wake away for all the victims, children, and their families. May the Lord protect all of the children, expose all the evil.
Ty, yours is what? Apple drink? I'll put it in there real quick. Oh, crap. There's mine, guys. Like I said, I didn't mean to do that. Apple Dream at Gmail. I'm slow here. APPAL.
Oh no! Almost ended the stream.
Gmail.
Oh no!
Okay.
There we go.
Did you?
Okay, it scared me.
You
I
got
thought
it?
I ended it. It didn't. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. We did it same time. Okay.
That's okay.
All
We
right.
got it. You never know when my phone's going to give out. So
Yeah.
it just does what it wants. It has its own mind. Okay, and the Cash App things are.
I'll let you do that because I didn't even know what mine was.
Legend Dreamer, and yours was
Brandy Davis. 03. Yeah, 03.
03.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me go on here. Oh, I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've got to hit this button. I got it pulled up. So, dashboard. We've raised
And like I said, guys, I'm
$175.
sorry I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it together in the beginning. But you know,
Here's for Lexi's
like I said,
place.
my story's long. There's so much, but that's the main part right now is the babies.
Yeah. So let's show these. Here is the GoFundMe for Lexi's place. I wonder if I can change the end of that URL to say Lexi's place.
I don't know.
Yep. I bet I can. This one is Cash App for me. And this one is the Cash App for Brandy. And the emails were on up here in the chat. Here's Brandy's email.
Yep.
Okay. And then here's mine.
And there's hers.
And now you can follow us on Facebook. You don't have to wait for me to accept and write approve.
True stands. Do y'all think hillbilly crime is legit or not?
You
Okay,
know what I mean?
I'll say something and then
Proof,
you can say
proof.
something about that. At first, when the way that it was done about Sarah, I thought, man, that hurt because nobody had contacted me. That was the only thing I was asking was, just somebody contact me and get the whole story, the whole truth. And so when that didn't happen, it was, it kind of hurt me a little bit, but I understand things now. And like I said earlier, we may disagree. She may disagree with something I say, or I may disagree with something she says, but Liz is a wonderful person. And, you know, the way I feel about it is divided, we're going to fall. United we stand. Hey, it's Kentucky's motto, united we stand, divided we fall. And I think that we all need to stay together to build that puzzle that we're all trying to put together. So that's my opinion about the hillbilly crime stuff. And Ty, you can say what you know, how you feel about it, or
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, do you think hillbilly crime is legit? I do.
yeah, that
You
was
got to
just mine
understand.
to it. Uh,
Like, I do. Like, I'm right there with Brandy. Like, she is trying to protect people and expose people. It's hard to do. It's hard to expose the bad
yeah,
people without dragging innocent names into it. It's hard to tell the story without making some people look bad. And sometimes there's
right,
things happening
because
behind
it
the
looks
scenes
bad.
that you all can't see, and it may look to others as if um like this or something, but I don't think it really is. She's just trying to handle it the best way that she can with, taking into consideration everything that's happening in the background. Like the thing with
Right.
Sarah in the newspaper. That's why she basically just stuck to facts and stuck to what the newspaper said. She was trying to make that point that look,
Yeah.
this is what they're saying in the paper. But she was also getting messages and propositions and stuff from the back end. And she was just trying to diffuse the situation and de-escalate it the best that she could
Yeah.
without causing any more harm to the children.
Right. Because they were willing to do that.
Yeah.
They were willing to drag it into a pure mess. And so, like I said, my feelings was hurt that I wasn't contacted, but you know,
There
I
was a lot going
understand.
on too, and she
I
understands,
understand
especially now. Like now that we know what was being
what.
said to her and stuff in the background,
Yeah.
it makes sense. And that it actually gave me another level of respect for her and another layer of trust
Yeah.
for real.
Because I
Because
mean
she
she
really was
does.
looking out. She really was
She has
looking
to tell
out.
the good with the bad.
Yeah, and she really
And
was looking out with what they were trying to do
yeah.
with. Yeah. So
So like I said, the only thing that I got hurt about was just nobody contacted me. I would have told everything, whatever, so, but that was it. But I understand. And, I just think that we need to all stay together, you know, um, maybe the way that she approaches things, or maybe the way she talks about things might, be different than the way we do things. I think we're a lot less formal about it, and we're just
mhm.
us. I mean, we're just us. I mean, so you know,
There we go. I'm gonna put this like this, and then that way I can put them up at the same time. I don't know why I wrote it in 15 different messages. Okay. All right. I think I hear my honey getting up. Let's see what Dolly fan said real quick before we go. Oh, chat blasted me on her chat because I asked them why couldn't these people come forth like Ty and Brandy. I'm sorry, you all need them to come forward. You're right, we do. We
Yeah.
do.
Honestly,
We do.
yeah.
But she has to respect that too, and she's trying to take into consideration their safety and how they feel. And a lot of these people have kids who are still tied up, just like with Sarah. They said, "You speak, you're going to jail." Look where Sarah's at. That's what they're afraid
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
They say, "You come to jail, we're going to beat you up and make your life hell." Look at that
Yeah.
man yesterday, what they did to him. You know.
So it's a lot of things to factor in. So,
Mansfield
but
Prison Town. I don't know what that is. A different platform. Hang in, talk about things first of her info concerns. One of you. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
actually,
I don't
no,
know.
I was
No,
surprised.
I approached WYMT myself, introduced
Yeah.
myself. Um, yeah, they don't care. They don't give a shit. They're going to do what they're paid to do. That's what's something about that lawyer that said that about our First Amendment and stuff. She's supposed to be having Sarah's back, and I was mad and I was going off. And just so it was like I said, but she paid her. She paid her a fee to
Yeah.
stand up
To,
for her in court, and then she
to
stabbed her in the
defend
back.
us.
He said, I guess they paid her more.
See, that's what
There
other
you have it.
people have said to us too.
Yeah, there you have
So
it.
it happens.
All right,
So,
let's sign off. I'm about to pee on myself. I love yins.
all right. Love y'all.
I love yins. I love yins. Thank you so much for coming and your support. Share us out. Hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Please.
And we'll probably
Share
see
us
you this
forward.
evening. We like to
Other
talk a
socials
lot.
and stuff too, and go give us a follow on TikTok. Me and Brandy both are on TikTok.
Yeah.
Mine's Appalachian.dreamer. It pops up Adam's Farm.
What
And I
is
don't know what
mine?
Brandy is. It's like Brandy. I think it's just Brandy. I think it just says
Brandy
Brandy. Look at your
Davis.
picture when it
Yeah.
pops up. Brandy Davis. Yeah, Sarah's is on there too. Sarah's is SARAH and then a black heart.
Okay. And then mine, it's Brandy
And she's
Davis
got
something.
like she talks about a lot of that they tried to say she was lying about or omitting and stuff. She has discussed already on her TikTok. So y'all can go give her a follow
Yeah.
and get caught up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, everybody have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you.
Yep.